million are employed full-time. That's 30%.
I give you the context.
I give you the history.
I fight fake news with facts.
Kayode. No, Kayode, I will let you talk. Kayode, I will let you talk if you let me talk. Kayode.
That's why more and more Lagosians are tuning in.
500,000 Lagosians.
720,000.
970,000.
Over 1 million Lagosians. They know that if you give me your afternoon, I will give you hard facts.
Well done, Sandra, on all you do, going beyond the headlines and focusing on the facts.
I am Sandra Ezekwesili, and these are your hard facts.
Hello, Lagos. Good afternoon. I am Sandra Ezekwesili, and these are your hard facts. First hard fact of the day, NAFDAC says that Nigeria is ready to start malaria vaccine clinical trials nationwide. This is great news in the fight against malaria, one of the biggest killers in the country. Remember, Lagos vaccines save lives, so I'm hoping that when eventually the trials are done and we find that these vaccines are effective, we will, as much as possible, immunize. 1 million Lagosians listen to this show. They cannot be wrong. Thank you for tuning in. I've got a great show for you. Starting with the big three, let's talk about RMAFC's recommendation to raise elected and appointed officials' salaries. Then let's talk about police arresting nurses for allegedly stealing a newborn's placenta. And then let's talk about the Sokoto governor's secret hospital trip on a keke. On the glass ceiling, let's talk about the unnecessary pressure to have sons over daughters. 4 o'clock, that's when that conversation will happen. On Balogun and Broad, let's talk about the CBN's managed float of the Naira. On today's Step Down, we'll talk about fatherhood, we'll talk about fathers, just like we did yesterday. I'm expecting that conversation to be great. Now, before that conversation happens at 6:45, we will have our exports conversation with Bamidele Ayemebo, who will be joining us courtesy Stanbic IBTC on the AFCFTA discussion show. Now, expect news, business, and sports at the top of the hour every hour. But let's get started with today's Big Three. Lagos, I'm Sandra Ezekwesili, and these are your hard facts.
This is the Big Three.
The big three.
On hard facts.
On 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Are government officials sacrificing alongside Nigerians? Why is there so much controversy around placenta disposal? And where is the line between hands-on project monitoring and playing to the gallery? Political appointees and judges may soon get an increase in their pay package. That's our first story. We heard this from the Revenue Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Commission, RMAFC. The chairman, Muhammadu Shehu, says that the package review is due because the last one was back in 2007 to 2008. Shehu said, quote, 16 years after the last review, it is imperative that the remuneration packages for the categories of the office holders mentioned in relevant sections of the 1999 Constitution should be reviewed. Pursuant to the above, on Wednesday, 1st February 2023, the Commission held a one-day zonal public hearing on the review of the remuneration package simultaneously in all the 6 geopolitical zones of the country. The aim of the exercise was to harvest inputs, ideas from a broad spectrum of stakeholders, end quote. What that big grammar means is that this organization, this agency, held zonal public hearings, and after the hearings, they've decided to increase the pay package of the president, the vice president, governors, deputy governors, federal and state lawmakers, ministers, commissioners, special advisors, and judicial officers. Now, as members of the public, do you agree with the decision of the Revenue Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Commission? 0700 993 01465. What's the rest of that number? 01465 75805. That's that number. Now, of course, remember, they have not reviewed their salaries for the past 16 years. So between 2007 2008 was the last time their salaries were reviewed. And now this commission is saying that it is time to review their salaries upwards. The reason I'm asking if you agree with the commission is because a lot of Nigerians right now are saying that people in government are not sacrificing enough. They say that petrol prices have gone up, diesel prices have gone up, inflation is high, Naira has weakened, so purchasing power is down. In all of this, everyday Nigerians are being hit hard. Government says it needs to take these steps because it's running out of money. Government says Nigerians need to sacrifice for now for the situation to improve later. The suffering is one winter. So some Nigerians are saying, okay, no problem. But if we have to sacrifice, you should sacrifice too. So for those Nigerians who believe that the idea of elected officials getting a raise right now seems insensitive for those Nigerians. But the other Nigerians say, look, these people have not, had a raise, have not had their earnings reviewed since 2008. Even if now they earn the same salary since 2008. Think about inflation, etc., etc. It is long overdue. Do you agree? Who do you agree with? The Nigerians who say this is the wrong time for a raise, or the Nigerians who agree with the commission, who says that 16 years is enough time and these salaries need to go up. Also, let's remember that these officials also get allowances. Apart from their salaries, they also get allowances. And these allowances are calculated as a percentage of salary. So once salaries go up, allowances will go up as well. So, for example, let's look at the National Assembly, right? So the allowances for National Assembly: accommodation 200% of basic salary, domestic staff 75% of basic salary, utilities 30% of basic salary, house maintenance 5%, wardrobe 25%, furniture 300%. So these allowances add up to 600% of their basic salary. In Naira terms, right now, a senator gets 3.97 million Naira for accommodation, 1.48 million Naira for domestic staff, 595,563 Naira 75 kobo for utilities, 99,260 Naira 62 kobo for house maintenance, 496,303 Naira 12 kobo for wardrobe allowance, and 5.96 million for furniture allowance. So with those numbers in mind, Lagos, keep those numbers in your mind. With those numbers in mind, do you agree with the commission, the Revenue Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Commission, that these senior government officials should get a pay bump right now? Do you agree with the Nigerians who say, come on now, it's been 16 years. Everybody deserves to have their pay increased if the last time their pay was increased was 16 years ago? Or do you agree with the Nigerians who say, come on now, the rest of us are sacrificing. Where's your own sacrifice, Mr. Government, Mrs. Government? 0700-993-993 01465-7190 01465-7190. We've got WhatsApp too. WhatsApp is 080-959-75805. Hello, thanks for calling us.
Hello, Sandra. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name, ma'am?
My name is Mama Felicia from Ijebu Ikoto.
Mama Felicia, welcome.
Yes, God bless you.
Bless you as well.
Sandra, yes, they said that since 60 years now, their salary has not been increased.
Increased, yes.
Yes, but to see how much they are collecting, my dear good sister. Somebody that is in service for the past 20 years or 20-something years to 30 years has not got half of what they are getting. And they have maybe some of them 4 years or 8 years to say. Look at how much they are getting. And they want to increase it. When we are expecting them to even cut down what they are taking, then they want to increase it again. Why now? Why now? That is double cheating. It is unfair. They can't do this to us. At this time now, they're thinking of increasing their salary, everything. Kaba. Are we fools? We do not escort them into this country. All of us own this Nigeria together. That they are there does not mean that they are better than us here. Please tell them to stop that. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you, Mama Felicia, for calling. 99.3, hello.
My sister. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name, ma'am?
This one a market woman wey get sense.
Okay, welcome.
Shebi say Nigeria no get money. Abeg, where that money is coming from? Tell me now, my sister.
I hear you.
Because you they support them, say there is no money. Nigeria, but where are all this money coming from now? Nigeria is not broke. We have a lot of money. Only say a few people just decide to be swallowing the money. So lecturer, when they do work, they cannot collect good money. Police, when they do work, they cannot collect good money. Doctor, they cannot collect good money. Lawyer, they cannot collect good money. Teacher, they cannot collect good money, Sandra. These people that we sit down, I don't know what they are doing there. That is not making impact in their community and in the country. They want to be swallowing money. Let them continue. Their days is coming to an end. Thank you.
All right, market woman, thank you very much for calling. 99.3. Hello. Thanks for calling. What's your name, sir?
Good afternoon, Sandra.
Good afternoon. What's your name, sir?
Sorry for that echo.
All right, that's fine. Welcome.
Sandra, what I want to say, my name is Simon.
Hi, Simon.
What I want to say is that these people are here to finish the remaining resources that was left from the past former administration. You could see exactly where they are heading to. They are here to just finish the remaining resources, Sandra. Look at this. God will help us, God will help us, Sandra.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Simon, for calling. We've got TA joining us from Finland. Hi, TA.
Hi, Sandra.
Welcome.
Mr. Happy Baba Ibuku. Happy Baba Ibuku.
Oh, Baba Ibuku. Okay. Oh, sorry, sir.
Well, I hear Mama Felicia. So,
Baba Ibuku, welcome. Talk to me.
My first comment about this issue is that let the poor breathe. They should let the poor breathe. But in any case, if you look at it, actually, like you said, 16 years, their salaries have not been reviewed. Yeah. Even if it is we as normal workers, we would not like it. So I think it's only right that their salaries be reviewed. But albeit, I would say that instead of reviewing their salaries, their allowances should be reviewed.
Okay.
And it should be reviewed downward. Because, yes, it should be reviewed downward. Because if you remember, the president was asking us, Nigerians, to make sacrifice for the nation. So if he is asking the poor, the masses, to make sacrifice for the nation, it is only normal for them to also prove to the Nigerian masses that they are also ready to make the sacrifice. So hence, there should be review of their allowances, not their salaries. And the allowances should be reviewed downward. In that way, we will know that they are also ready to make sacrifice for the nation. But if they don't do that, then we are just playing. Make we play.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, TA, for joining from Finland. 99.3. Hello.
Hello.
How you doing?
Yeah. Are you hearing me?
I am. What's your name, ma'am?
My name is Ahibe.
Ahibe, welcome. Talk to me.
Before they talk of reviewing their salary, it would be better to first mention how much are they receiving. Let the whole Nigeria know how much is the president receiving a month, the allowances. They don't pay for food, they don't pay for house, they don't pay for fuel. They use our vehicle as many as they could. So what do they need the money for? So if the money is so mean for their eye, what do they spend? If they want to go to hospital, it's free money. Their children want to go to school, it's free money. So what do they really need that money for? If really they are honest. So, but what is there is that waiting the sweet goat, then they kill goat. And then if they feel that they have authority more than God who established government, God will soon be on their neck with what they have accumulated beyond what they can bear.
All right, Aigbe, thank you very much for calling. Now, of course, before I started taking calls, I gave you the example of the National Assembly. The allowances for the National Assembly are accommodation, 200% of their basic salary, domestic staff, 75% of basic salary, utilities, 30%, house maintenance, 5%, wardrobe, 25%, furniture, 300%. So the allowances add up to 600% of their basic salary. Perhaps that's why TA from Finland is saying, okay, fine. It's true. 16 years is a long time to not review a person's pay. Let's review their allowances, but let's review it downwards. Because in Naira terms, right now, a senator gets 3.97 million Naira for accommodation, 1.48 million Naira for domestic staff, 595,000 Naira for utilities, 99,000 Naira for house maintenance, 496,000 Naira for wardrobe allowance, and 5.96 million Naira for furniture allowance. That's a Nigerian senator at the moment. We've not looked at everybody else who this is being proposed for, because like I said, this increase in pay package will affect the president, the vice president, governors, deputy governors, federal and state lawmakers. So Lagos State House of Assembly, they inside as well. Ministers, commissioners, special advisors, judicial officials, everybody here, what they are currently paid right now is something that they have been earning since 2008, according to the Revenue Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Commission. And the commission says 16 years is a long time to not review the pay package of political appointees and judges. So they are mulling it over. They said that on the 1st of February 2023, the Commission held a one-day zonal public hearing on the review of the pay package in all 6 geopolitical zones of the country simultaneously. The exercise was aimed at harvesting ideas from a broad spectrum of stakeholders. Do you agree that this needs to happen? Because you are a member of the public. 0700-993-993-993 01465-7190. Hello, thanks for calling us. Hello, thank you for calling.
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name?
A long time. I haven't spoken with you since you came back.
Oh, okay.
But this topic is so riveting. I needed to chip in my own.
Welcome. Talk to me.
Yes. Now, have you ever heard the word kakistocracy?
Yes.
You have heard it?
Yes.
Okay, so you know what it means. That is what we have in Nigeria. Literally. For some people to think that the next thing to be talking about is increasing whatever it is, whether it is allowance or salary. For people who are already taking bloated pay packets, then they really are crazy. And these are the same people that will tell you, we feel your pain. We are working hard to make your pain better. And then they come up with this kind of thing. It's really a crazy system, you know. I think nobody should be thinking of increasing any allowances for any government official now. Just think of what we are going through as people. Next month, we are going to start paying more for electricity. And then somebody wants to increase their own allowances. Jumbo. Things that they don't even account for. It's crazy.
All right. Thank you very much for calling. We've got 1 minute before I have to take a break. So let me go to WhatsApp and take a look at the messages there. This one says, anyone that wants to see where people in government say one thing and do the opposite for the common good of all should come to Nigeria. They bang the ears of the ordinary man with their belt-tightening stories, and yet they will not stop the upward review of their humongous pay and allowances. What a country. All right. Thanks for your message. Geoffrey the Prof in Victoria Island says, Sandra, as for me, let's sacrifice all of us first to show truly that they have Nigeria and Nigerians in mind. After all, if we are talking about salary review, how many of them have been in that office for 16 years? Some have just been elected while others have gone. Politics is not a profession, it's a call to serve. All right. Thank you, Geoffrey, for your message. We've got this message here from Ego. Ego is in Igando. Ego says, I say Nigeria, they get better and better every day. This news today now indicates that no hope for good governance in Nigeria. Make we begin Jackpao because our new president says, let Nigerians that are poor breathe. How can the poor breathe now, Sandra? Every season a drama. They seal our mouth so we no fit talk. Light increase they come, oh, may God deliver us. All right, Ego, thank you for your message. We've got this one here. This is the wrong time. These people will finish us. So is this their own way of sacrificing? When the government is borrowing money here and there, they want to finish everything before they leave. David from Aguda with that message there. We'll take a break. When we come back, let me tell you about a placenta that was stolen, allegedly, in Ondo State.
2023 has been tough so far. Sakba everywhere. But wait, do you know you can turn things around with only 100 naira? Yes, with only 100 naira on OnePlay.ng. You can win from 20,000 naira up to 1 million naira every single night. People are already winning, and it's so easy. Here's how to play. Simply dial *347 *880# with only 100 naira and follow the prompt. Or you can go to OnePlay.ng to win up to 20,000 naira and more. Listen or watch the live draws on Wazobia FM with Expensive from 8 p.m. on Cool FM with Kimmy Smalls from 9 p.m. and on Nigeria Info with Ada Blessing from 10 p.m. to know if you're a winner. You can play as many times as you want to increase your chances of winning. Draws are happening every night, so don't miss it. Let's play. OnePlay is a registered trademark of Lasho Trading Services Limited, licensed and regulated by the Lagos State Lotteries and Gaming Commission. Terms and conditions apply.
Boniface, my guy. Waiting do your face. My friend, see how you dey live fine. You don't buy car, you don't marry. And I hear say you don't complete your house self. And I dey here with no money, no job, even to feed self na problem. Brotherly. Overthinking no fit solve problem, my guy. Now online trading that they run and now Square Financial teach me. Square Financial? Now. How? Why don't you reserve a spot in their next free training by sending yes to 0904-859-9688. Square Financial is a reputable company and they will teach you how to start online trading and make profit. To reserve a spot in their next free training, send yes to 0904-859-9688.
Sincerely, I don't want to wait till I graduate from this school before I think of what to do with my life.
Exactly. I am going to seriously work on my music skills. Let me use my talent well, I beg.
I would like to be a radio presenter, but I don't know how to go about it.
But why is Simi so quiet today?
Sorry, ladies. I'm taking this interesting course on how to become a professional scriptwriter. You too can also learn how to become a radio presenter on Wazobia Academy.
Wazobia Academy?
Yes, Wazobia Academy provides accessible and affordable online training in filmmaking, music business, fashion, radio hosting, and lots more. You also stand a chance to be selected for internship in leading production companies, radio stations, music, and fashion studios for hands-on experience. It's easy. Simply log on to www.wazobiaacademy.com or call 0908-826-5038 for more details.
Wazobia Academy. Learn and lead.
The round table is back. I recall that the former Minister for Interior, Abdulrahman Dambazao, said that people go in as dogs and come out as lions.
I don't think the Nigerian government actually took the time to look at it from a holistic perspective.
And it's just really painful because it seems as we tend to miss government.
It's just like you put human beings to live as pigs inside a place. How do you correct such? I don't even know who gave them the idea of changing the name.
A round table this June 28th, 10 a.m. to 12 noon, 29th, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. and 30th, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Be part of the table on 99.3 Lagos, 92.3 Port Harcourt, and 95.1 Abuja. Let's talk.
I would just say that we're all stakeholders in the business of building Nigeria.
You are listening to your number one station for talk.
Your number one station for talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
I'm Sandra Ezekwesili. You're listening to Ondo, where police have arrested 3 health workers for allegedly stealing a placenta. That's our second story. Last Thursday, a woman gave birth at Comprehensive Health Center in Emurele in Ondo State. Her husband says that after she gave birth, they asked for the placenta, but the hospital staff could not give it to them. Instead, the staff told them that a stray dog got into the health center and ran away with the placenta. At that point, the family called the police. The police confirms that they have arrested a nurse, a health assistant, and a security guard. Police says they're investigating the matter. This is one of those stories that stun me and make me find out that something is a very big deal to so many people. Like, I did not realize that for so many people, what happens to their babies' placentas is very important. I didn't know that until I saw this story, and now I have been told. Apparently, many people insist on taking the afterbirth with them so that they can bury it in a particular place, or you have those who want to destroy it by themselves to make sure that nobody else buries it. And I'm very stunned by this story. Stunned that police is even involved in this story, that people are under arrest, that this is being investigated. So I'm just going to use this chance to ask you to educate me. Lagos, educate me. What is the significance of burying the placenta? Is this a religious thing? If it's a religious thing, which religion is it a part of? Is it a traditional thing? If it's a traditional thing, which tradition? Is this defense against the dark arts? For those of you who love to read and have read Harry Potter, you know what I'm talking about. Is this defense against the dark arts? What are some of the stories that you have heard around placenta burial or placenta retrieval? What do you or people you know believe about placentas? Like I said, I did not realize that this was a very big deal. And so I'm using this opportunity to ask for education, right? What's the significance of burying placenta? Is it a religious thing? If it's a religious thing, which of the religions? If it's a traditional thing, which of the traditions? 0700-993-993-993. 01465-7190. You can talk to me about our first story as well. I'm sure a lot of you have thoughts to share off of our first story. So go ahead and share those thoughts with me. Our number the same, 0700-993-993-993. WhatsApp is 080-959-75805. And of course, there's Facebook where you can share your thoughts. Facebook, Nigeria Info 99.3. And Twitter is at Nigeria Info FM 99.3. Hello. Sorry about that. Give me a call back if you can. Hi, good afternoon.
Hello, Sandra.
How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great, and you?
I'm very well. What's your name?
My name is Austin.
Austin, welcome. Talk to me.
Well, in my own understanding about placenta, anywhere you have been born or anywhere you are from, that is where your placenta is being buried.
Okay.
Because I could remember even when I was in the village, if anything, if I went out to play with other people, if I do not come back on time, my mother would start asking me, is my placenta being buried in that place?
So is it a traditional thing or is it a religious thing?
It's a traditional thing.
Okay.
It's not a religious thing.
For which?
But I don't know how other people might take it. It's a traditional thing that your placenta must be buried where you are from.
So this is is this unique to your own tradition? Where are you from? Do you mind if I ask where you're from?
I'm from Imo State, Ngokpala to be precise.
Imo State, okay. And so for Ngokpala people, your placenta has to be buried where you're from?
Yeah, your placenta must be buried where you're from. And the significance of it is that maybe if your father has a palm tree or any tree that is so important to him or her or your mom, they must bury that thing where that tree is. When you grow up, they will show you, my daughter, my son, this is the tree I buried your placenta.
I see.
It is you start as if you are the owner of that particular either palm tree or whatever thing that was buried.
So can you eat from the palm tree? Can you cut down the palm tree?
You can eat from it.
Okay.
It now gives you that power as the real owner of that particular palm tree or what.
So when you eat from the palm tree, you get powers.
You don't get power, but it's just like a kind of something your father bequeathed to you when he or she was alive.
Okay. Okay.
So,
all right. Okay. Thank you very much for calling and teaching me what happens in Igokbala. 99.3, hello.
Good morning. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name, sir?
That is Jafar Momo.
Welcome.
Thank you. Placenta issue. Yes. I'm from Edo State.
Okay.
Precisely Isako.
Okay.
Where you are born is where your placenta will be buried.
So this is also the same for Ishako people.
It's tradition. We grew up to meet it. My grandfather told me, my father told me, and my mother told me, my grandmother told me.
Okay.
That is how it is.
So do you know where your own is buried right now?
Myself? Where I'm going to bury it.
Do you know where your own placenta is buried right now?
Yeah, it's buried in my village, in my community, in my quarter, in my home.
In your compound?
In my compound, yeah.
So what's the essence of burying it? Why can't they, for instance, maybe burn it or throw it in the trash? Why bury it?
Just like the other person just said. He said, well, anytime he goes out, and when he comes back late, the mother will ask, is your placenta buried here? In fact, we grew up to meet that statement going on.
Okay. But we don't know why it's buried.
The reason is now nobody knows.
Interesting. Okay. All right. Thank you very much for calling. I appreciate it. 99.3. Hello.
Hello, Sandra.
Thanks for calling.
Good afternoon. Mama Felicia again.
Mama Felicia, talk to me about placentas.
Yes, I'm from Imo State.
Okay.
Yes. Right from my mother and other women in the village. Wherever person is born, they never leave their placenta in the hospital.
Okay.
Even that is the first thing they will ask of.
Okay.
Give me the placenta. So we are born to meet it.
Okay.
And that thing has, I think it has a significance in every born child.
Okay.
That your placenta must be taken home by your own parents.
Okay.
And not another person. And not a strange dog. And not a nurse.
Okay.
So you cannot overlook it. So that place, they're playing pranks.
Okay.
They cannot say that a strange dog came there and took the placenta. They should say what they are doing with that placenta.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Mama Felicia, for calling. 99.3. Hello.
Hello.
How you doing, sir?
I'm doing well.
What's your name?
My name is Daniel.
Daniel, what do you want to talk to me about?
Yeah. It's about the placenta, right?
Okay. Talk to me about placenta.
You see, Sandra. it's not only in Nigeria this thing happens, though.
Okay.
I have been privileged to go to other African countries.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
And it is the same scenario. Anytime a woman gives birth, the family always requests for the placenta.
Okay.
You know, I know that we live in a very religious society, but it has nothing to do with religion. Because if you go through the Bible,
right,
you won't see any place that is very written that you must collect placenta or that you get.
So it's from our tradition.
Yeah, it is from our tradition.
Is this
it's
something? Is this something that happens in your own tradition? Where are you from?
I'm from Ondo State.
Ondo State. So is this something that happens in Ondo State?
Absolutely. Okay. I think this story is emanates from Ondo State.
Yes, it's from Ondo State. Yes.
Yeah. So
in Ondo, So in Ondo, do you bury the placenta as well?
Yes, we bury the placenta. Well. Absolutely.
Okay. What's the significance of burying it?
The thing is, culturally, over the time, I cannot really say, okay, this is the particular incident that happened that made people to start, that made people, parents request for the placenta to be buried. But they just want to feel, it's just like, I'm in America now, right? And I'm born in America. My parents will still request for the placenta and probably bury it where they live, maybe in their compound in US over there. But they want a situation where, because we live in a very somehow society with black people, we believe that there's magic everywhere. And so the way to stay from it is just for you to get that placenta and bury it your own. It's just like, let me take an example. For a woman who menstruates, right? You cannot after menstruating, take your part, just throw it away like that.
Right.
Am I lying?
Well, depends on the woman.
No, I know. Even you, as a lady, you can't just do like that, because you have this how will I put it? This cultural thing that maybe has grown with you over the time. Even for the fact that you are highly educated, you can't just do it like that.
I actually dispose of mine. I don't have any attachments. It's waste, so I treat it as waste.
Okay, just go. As you're driving away, we just throw it anyhow.
I just put it in the trash. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So Sandra, I just want to ask you one question. But you have a child, right?
Yes.
So when you give back to your child, what do you do with your own placenta?
The hospital handled that. I had no idea what happened to the placenta.
So you left it with them? They
handled all of that.
What did your husband say?
He also handled all of that with the hospital. Like, we were talking about this story before I came to work, and he was like, baby, wait, are you sure that we should not ask the hospital for
Sandra, you're doing well.
All right, thank you very much. We've got messages on WhatsApp. Let me take a look at these messages. But there's something I find interesting, right? I find it interesting that a lot of us who have called so far have said that we don't know why this happens. We just met it like that, and it has just continued. I find that very interesting. There's not a lot of, like in other cultures, so places in Asia and the West, there's not a lot of cultural things that they still do that you cannot find documentation of why they do it. You have documentation of this is why this particular thing is done the way it is done. It is done this way because of so and so. A lot of the cultural things they do in Asia, in the West, you have proper documentation. But for Africa, there's just a lot of if you know, wink wink. And I wonder if that's why a lot of our cultural practices, cultural beliefs maybe do not have their place in world culture that they should, because we don't place premium on documentation. Because something that is as widely accepted as burying placenta, one would think that we would know a bit more than I met it like that. One would think we would know a bit more than that. If you're doing something, you should know why you're doing it, right? I don't know. I'm thinking aloud here. Because I've had someone from Imo call me, someone from Edo call me, someone from Ondo call me. 3 of them all said, we met it like that. Okay, well, why do we do it? Let me take a look at WhatsApp. Chris in Accra says, Sandra, according to your callers, it now means I will have to go and ask for where my placenta was buried. Then maybe I'll now go back to the hospital in Maryland where my first daughter was born for her placenta's whereabouts, or the last one born here in Accra. Will this placenta make me rich? Will it make me survive an earthquake? Will it make me marry a better wife? This is all but a myth, like when our tradition was killing twins until Mary Slessor came. All right, Chris. Thank you for your message. We've got this one here. It is very old African traditional culture to bury your placenta by your family as a form of safeguard against using the placenta for rituals by others. All right. Interesting. We've got Emmanuel who says the reason why people opt to dispose of their placenta is because the placenta is often used for rituals by random people or people who want to hurt the family. I should add that if a person's placenta is used for ritual, the effects are dire and difficult to undo. Yeah. But if people know where you buried the placenta, wouldn't they just go and dig it up and use it for rituals if they just really want to use you for ritual? Like, why do we think that it's only strangers in the hospital that can use the placenta for ritual? If I'm in your village and I'm a ritualist and I know that, okay, they used to come and bury placenta in different compounds, all I need to do is wait for someone to not be in the compound. I'll go and dig it up and use it for ritual. Abi Beko? I've got a message here from Gomina. Gomina resides in the UK. Gomina says, I'm originally from Ososo, Edo State. Even here in the UK, I collected it from the hospital and I buried it in my house. My late mom told me that it's so that wicked people... Twins, Sidekpe says, some hospitals use incinerators, while some give it to the parents. However, because of evil-minded people and ritualists, one has to be careful how it is disposed. If it is carried away by a dog, the person will be promiscuous. Hey. All right, we've got this message here from Mubarak. Mubarak says, Sandra, well, we may not really understand the origin of burying placenta. However, there's so much protection need attached to a baby. So I guess it's strictly a protectionist move. Also, you are not expected to tell anyone where it was buried. Okay. We've got this one here. I beg, Sandra. So I have to carry placenta all the way from Jakarta with Etihad flight. Chai. Someone should please educate us on the significance of this tradition. Azu is in Jakarta, Indonesia, with that message there. Let me come back to the phone lines and get your thoughts on the subject. 99.3. Hello, how are you? Sorry about that. Give me a call back if you can. 99.3. Hello. Hello.
Oh, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you doing?
I'm fine.
Welcome.
About placenta. As a woman, when I will give birth to my first child, I made sure placenta was being buried by my husband.
Okay.
The reason is that, one, because evil people. Second, it must, when they even put it, I don't want to know it, but because they believe, the traditional belief that we will not know the death of our child. So that's two. Three, that place they bury it, nothing must go there and dig it out.
Okay.
Like a dog. Because if the dog take it out, they believe that child must be possessed somehow. As he will be sleeping around with if it is a girl, he will be sleeping around with a man. If it is a boy, they will believe that he will be going around to be doing nonsense. So fourthly, I'm a Kwara.
Okay.
So we believe that it's a must.
Okay.
You must know where you bury the placenta without anybody must know the place. So nobody knows the reason, and we don't know why is it like that. But we just believe that when you want to give birth, if the placenta does not come out, everybody will be struggling. I feel something is happening. So after you give birth to the child, the placenta out. So that was congratulations that you are free.
Okay. All right. Thank you for calling. All right. We have someone from Kwara who says that if they bury it and a dog digs it out, it means you'll be promiscuous. Okay. 99.3. Hello. So all the promiscuous men and women we know, did dog dig out their placenta? Good afternoon, sir. How are you?
Very well. This is Azu.
Azu from Ajao. Welcome. Talk to me.
Thank you. Still on the placenta, I know when I was growing up, when I had my first son, so I called my mother, told her, just did you bury the placenta? I said, for what? I said, we call it second pikin. Are you with me? So they used to call it second pikin, so that I should collect it. I collected. I said I should collect the placenta and go and bury it. I said, where, for what? He said I should just collect it. I said, I know why now. So I said, should I send it to you in the east there? I said, no, that whatever I'm saying, I should bury it there. So that's to show that I'm the owner of the baby or the child. But they don't give the placenta to who is not the real parent of that child. So that is it. So they gave me the placenta, and I now went and buried in where I'm staying. So when I told her that I'm living where I'm staying, so what would I do? Should I go and dig it out? I said, that if I have this stand, not that. Once you are giving that placenta, just bury it and make sure you guide that nothing to go and dig it from that place. So that is it. So they call it second pikin.
Second pikin. Thank you very much for calling. Okay. Now, of course, if you bury placenta somewhere and they sell that land and somebody builds house on the ground where you buried the placenta, are they covering the destiny of your child? Or, like, I honestly need to know, like, number one, the significance of the burial. Number two, what are the do's and the don'ts of the burial? Because I really like the person that said, dog must not dig it out. If dog digs it out, it means that the person will be promiscuous. So does that mean that every promiscuous man or woman that we know today, just think about your circle, does that mean that anyone you know, your friend, your non-friend who is promiscuous right now, does that mean that person's placenta was dug out by a dog? Ooh. We've got this message here from Dignity in Chevron. Dignity says, Sandra, burying placenta is not just in Africa. It's a ritual, and it is said to give protective powers over the child. In both Japanese and Chinese culture, the placenta burial is believed to bestow blessings or protection for the child's future. Ancient Egyptians, as well as some other cultures, believed that the placenta is a child's secret helper or guardian angel. In Cambodia, the placenta is considered to be the origin of the baby's soul, and therefore the burial place is surrounded with spiked plants to protect the baby's soul from evil spirits. All right. Thank you very much, Dignity from Chevron, for sharing that information with me. We've got Dan in Lekki who says, placenta is being requested by parents of the child because they feel that the placenta is attached to the child. So if the placenta is found in the wrong hand, they might use it for juju. So the family jealously requests for it and buries it at their own discretion. I see. All right. More messages here. We've got this one from Akande in Ojo. Akande says, anyone whose placenta is being eaten by a dog will be a promiscuous person. It's traditional. All right. Bade Akande, thank you very much for your message. Akande says, repeating that same story. We've got this one here from Fred. Fred says, some people don't know how plenty and disgusting looking a placenta is. So that thing, Fred, thanks so through placenta. They can call you through placenta. If they plant any tree or palm tree to eat, if they speak incantation on it, it will affect the person. So you must take care of it very well for burial. People buy it for money rituals. John with that message there. But again, if people know, if a family member knows where you buried the placenta of your child, and that family member really wants to winch you, if you believe in juju and you believe that they can affect the destiny of your child through their placenta, and that family member knows where you buried the placenta of the child, they don't even need to dig it up. According to John, they can just go and speak to the tree that you buried, and they will affect the destiny of your child. I find that very interesting. We'll take a break. When we come back from this break, we'll see how much time we have, and then we'll take a few more calls and talk about this placenta business some more. But if we don't have more time after the break, not to worry. Between 4 and 5, let's talk about why society continues to put pressure on women when they have female children instead of male.
Attention all. Let's gather at the public square, where the significant political procedures are talked about.
If you want local government autonomy, administrative and financial, who you vote in your House of Assembly or governor matters.
Offering the unique perspective and valuable insights on the topics that shape our country.
If citizens break the deadlock of governors capturing State House of Assembly with sponsored candidates, there needs to be democracy at the state level.
Engaging in lively, tailored discussions, no matter what your political views may be.
Nobody's religion is going to improve the living standard of citizens, that's for sure.
Tune in to the show that keeps you in the know. Public Square with Rotimi Sakori. Back on air from July 7th, Fridays, 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. on 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Sincerely, I don't want to wait till I graduate from this school before I think of what to do with my life.
Exactly. I am going to seriously work on my music skills. Let me use my talent well, I beg.
I would like to be a radio presenter, but I don't know how to go about it.
But why is Timmy so quiet today?
Sorry, ladies. I'm taking this interesting course on how to become a professional scriptwriter. You too can also learn how to become a radio presenter on Wazobia Academy.
Wazobia Academy?
Yes, Wazobia Academy provides accessible and affordable online training in filmmaking, music business, fashion, radio hosting, and lots more. You also stand a chance to be selected for internship in leading production companies, radio stations, music, and fashion studios for hands-on experience. It's easy. Simply log on to www.wazobiaacademy.com or call 0908-826-5038 for more details.
Wazobia Academy. Learn and lead.
We all need those words to boost our faith, to give us hope and reasons to continue. Words that can change our lives and get us into action. Sunday Elevation on 99.3 Nigeria Info. The Sunday experience you need to kickstart your week on a high note. Every week, we feature incredible thought leaders who will uplift your spirit and inspire you to live your best life. Sunday Elevation is exactly what you need to start your week off right. So, tune in every Sunday from 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. for one-of-a-kind experience that will leave you feeling inspired, energized, and ready to conquer the week ahead. Don't miss Sunday Elevation on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
Your number one station for talk. Let's talk.
Hello, good evening. Sorry about that. Call me back if you can. Good afternoon. That's unfortunate. Call me back. Hi, how are you?
Hello, Sandra.
How are you?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. I think your call was kicking out all the other calls.
Right? You said?
I think your call was kicking the other calls out so I can talk to you.
All right. Hey, I'm so happy to call you today.
What's your name now?
I'll just listen to you. This Rose.
Rose, talk to me.
Yeah, you see, I grew up with my grandmother anyway.
Okay.
In Delta. I'm from Delta.
Okay.
Yeah. So she told me that the placenta is equal to the child.
Okay.
You see, in some instances, when the child is being given birth to, the child comes out first. If the placenta does not come out, they will not announce that child as being given birth to yet.
Wow.
Until when that placenta comes out, then you will see people jubilate that she has given birth. But no matter how long it takes, they will never say that she has given birth. You see how important it is. You see it now, and she said that it is where the child gets the food from. You see, so it's very, very important. At that time, because I just asked her, because there was one woman that gave birth in our house. She was going to deliver. All of a sudden, she could not walk again, so she just came into our parlor and gave birth. So the placenta was taking long. She said, no, she should not say anything, and she has not given birth yet. And that's the most important thing. So that was what she told me that day. Yes, they did not say anything though until she gave birth. Until that placenta came out. I mean, that was when they announced that she has given birth.
Wow.
So they gave it to the father. I said they always give it to the father of the child.
Right.
Then the father will go and bury it. So that was what she told me.
Thank you so much for calling me. Okay, so now we have a true representation. Okay, well, I didn't get any calls from Northerners. I wish I'd gotten calls from people who are in the North and the Middle Belt area. Well, we got from Kwara. Kwara is kind of Middle Belt, not Central-ish. But I wish I got like calls from people who are from Benue and Plateau, people who are from Taraba, people who are from Kaduna, people who are from Borno, because I'm also curious if they have these beliefs around placentas as well. But we seem to have a fair representation from the South. I heard from the Southwest, Southeast, South, and everybody has their own beliefs about placentas. I feel like we should come back to this placenta conversation in the future. Maybe. We'll see how it goes. Let's bring you business news. After the business news, it will be time for the glass ceiling. On the glass ceiling, when it is men that are responsible for if a woman gives birth to a boy or a girl, why do we still blame women?
It's 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock.